The heart of Ireland, the absolute heart of Ireland, the soul of Ireland, the heart has always been the heart of Ireland, the absolute heart of Ireland, the soul of Ireland, the heart has always been the trees. Trees have held a very, 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 very special place for the Gaelic people. There's certain trees that were particularly loved, particularly respected. Ash, oak, and many, many others. I'm not going to give you a history of trees, but I want to talk about what's special to the Gaelic people about trees. The interesting thing about trees is when you look at a tree, you look at what you can see is half of the tree, because underground the roots of that tree go the length of the height of the tree. So even though you can see something, you look at this and you can see strength, you can see pride, you can see growth growing towards the sun underneath the roots of that tree. And this is the same for every Gaelic man and woman. The roots of that tree go so deep, which makes it strong. It's all about the roots. But it's not just about the roots making the tree strong. The interesting thing about the roots is they go deep. They go deep under the ground. And they pull the nutrients from the ground, and the web of the nutrients are pulled up through this incredible system which actually mirrors the human Gaelic blood system, which they tell you that your heart is a pump. But we found out recently that your heart is not a pump. Your heart is magical, and these trees are magical. And the reason your heart is magical is I can't remember the name, it's like a tetrahedron inside a box, but it pulls the structured water and blood through. It doesn't pull it through the body. The structured water moves itself through the body. But the heart, when it's beating, the heart is what's called a chestahedron. And I got this from Tom Cowan. So this is all Tom Cowan's work. Dr. Tom Cowan. But the heart is a chestahedron. That is the double vortex machine that takes structured water, which is your blood, is magical structured water. And it takes it through the gel-like. When they say your body is 90% water, they're not talking about water. It's this gel-like substance that's inside you that protects you. And your blood or your structured water flows through your veins. And your magical heart is a chestahedron. Now you can find a lot more about this from Tom Cowan. But which magically changes that water and that blood, which is water, and activates it to go through your body. And the circulatory system where the trees pull the nutrients out of the ground, which they're actually pulling, because your ancestors have been buried in that land. Those trees are actually pulling the DNA of your ancestors and many, many other nutrients out of the ground into the tree. That's why trees were special to the Gaelic people. And I remember they were building a road through the Glen of the Downs. Now, I love the Glen of the Downs, but at the time there was people that were tying themselves to trees, and I thought you were silly. I thought it's ridiculous. Let them build the road. We need roads. And we do need roads. But I do feel now, without trying to be a hypocrite, I do feel now if I put my both hands on a tree, an oak or just an incredible tree beside me, where the bark's twisted in an incredible way. And if I put my both hands on that tree, I can imagine the tree pulling the energy from the goddess Ériu in the ground and pulling it up and going into my both hands and then going through my body. And that's a beautiful meditation where you're pulling the tree's energy from the ground into you. And the trees are constantly pulling the goddess Ériu's energy into it. Constantly. But not only that, they are also connecting with the big, beautiful Gaelic sun, which is hot but not too hot. Never too hot. The big, beautiful Gaelic sun. And Lugh of the long arm was one of the two of the Danann. And it's not the sun, but you can symbolise the sun by talking about Lugh. And the sun's energy radiates down on every tree in Ireland and wherever you live. And it pulls the sun's beautiful energy in all day and pulls the goddess Ériu's energy out of the ground and creates something beautiful and keeps growing towards the sun, just like every Gaelic man should keep growing towards creating beautiful things. It's really beautiful. And the trees, as we know, the trees are constantly giving us clean, fresh oxygen to live. And in return, we breathe out their food for them. Not only that, some great people in the Middle East have dug down into the ground to find tree food and sent it millions of miles across the earth to us so that we can burn that. And also our peat, our beautiful peat from the bogs that we can take out and burn and create the tree's food for them. You're welcome. But it's a beautiful, beautiful symbiotic relationship. They create for us and we create for them. And because we're constantly providing plant food for them, they can thrive. And because they're constantly providing life and energy, oxygen into the air, so we can breathe in the tree's life and energy and the goddess Ériu's life. Because of that, we can thrive. And it's a beautiful relationship where we thrive together. So, nature can be a beautiful thing. Now, don't get me wrong. Nature is a female energy. And nature can be a beautiful thing. But it can also be absolutely terrifying. Anyone who's been in a storm, anyone who's been trapped in the woods, with not knowing how to get out, anyone who's had to survive in nature knows that it can be absolutely terrifying, but it's also really beautiful. It's not just one thing. And to get out into nature, to be able to be in nature, to be able to touch, and you're a circuit, you're a electrical being, so if you touch the trees, you've got to touch it with both hands because that completes the circuit. And nature can be a beautiful thing if you just connect with it. We can also, I'm spending most of my time working in front of a computer, and whatever you do, we live in the modern world. We have to interact and connect to the modern world, and a lot of the modern world is beautiful. How they create so much food, how we create warmth, how we have comforts is a beautiful, beautiful thing. But every now and again, we need to reconnect with nature. And every now and again, as Gaelic people, we need to remember how important trees were to our ancestors and how important trees are to us today.